Let's head back to the phone lines right now if we can. If you still have a question, we still have time. We have one of our favorites tonight, Joy Travis, for Ask Us Anything. We're going to head to the phone lines where Sandra down in Tuscaloosa has been holding steady for us. Sandra, we really appreciate your time tonight. Go right ahead with your question, if you will.
Good night. Good evening. How are you all
Hey,
this
Sandra.
evening?
We are great.
Doing
Thank
great.
you.
We hope you are.
No, not so well. But I have a question. I have a son that has, and the lady told me I had to answer one question, but I got to tell you the whole story so I can get the full answer. So my son is he's locked up now since January the 29th to now. He has the domestic assault in the 3rd degree, and then he has the domestic assault, a domestic criminal mischief. And so, and it's in 2 different police departments. So my question is, I've heard, I don't know, with 3 domestic violence because they're in the same family, how would that work out for him? Would he have to go to jail? He's in jail now, like I said, but would he have to have prison time because he has 3 in the family of domestic violence?
Good question.
That is a good question. Most times charges like that, they do accompany some type of consequence where there could be some jail time. It sounds like maybe he hasn't had a chance to resolve this matter yet. So hopefully his attorney is going to be able to help him to try to get those resolved. If there are 3 charges, he might be able to plead to 1 or 2 of them and dismiss the other, which might help to alleviate some of the time that he's facing. But with those charges, there is jail time that can come along with those charges.
Would it rise to the level of prison time necessarily, or does that just depend on the case?
It just depends on a lot of things. It depends on his priors.
Okay.
It depends on the level of the charges.
Okay.
It depends on what like I said, he might plead to 1 charge, or a lesser charge might alleviate some of the prescribed time.
Okay.
So there are a lot of other factors that are going to play in. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to get to that, but one of the things too is if there are some priors, if the person has been convicted of some other crimes, that is also going to help rise some of those charges to the level of serving time.
Whether there's a weapon involved,
Right.
can matter. But I'm not aware of anything that centers around the same family being involved in a domestic violence.
I'm not sure if she meant the same family or the same incident.
Yeah, I'm
or
not
maybe
sure
different incidents with the same family members. But either way, each incident sounds like it's a charge. So it'll be looked at just the charges individually, and of course the victim will be considered in what the consequence is going to be for those charges. But whatever it is, if it's a separate incident, even if it's at the same time, those incidents are going to become a charge, which still have to be resolved at some point.
And I don't think it being the same family, I don't know of anything in the law that differentiates an assault against same family
that makes
member
it to be, and it might be just more details of the case that we don't know more about.
Well, Sandra, hopefully Joy's answers gave you some questions that you can ask your son's attorney moving forward in terms of, could he plead to, just the 1 or just some different options there. So I think those were great answers, and hopefully that gives you some direction that maybe you all have not looked into previously.
He definitely needs an attorney. That's serious.
Absolutely.
That is serious.
Absolutely. And we're going to give Joy's number out at the end of the show if you would like to reach out to her, just to talk further, get some direction, things like that. But certainly, Sandra, we appreciate you calling in tonight.